people? Welcome to Bethel Brothers Hot Rod. This is going to be Project Sam, and today I thought, because I watched some of these Hot Rod episodes on YouTube and stuff, and nobody really shows how to rebuild these brake pistons, so I thought I'd go over some stuff. Maybe we'll get some other stuff done if Chucky behaves, which he isn't right now. So stick around, stay tuned, and we'll see what happens. Okay, people, this is a basic setup for the pistons, for the brakes, that I'm working on. And a breakdown of the parts is, this is the main piston cylinder, or brake cylinder. You got your bleeder valve, and where the flex line hooks up, and these are just the mounting bolts. This actual circle area is somewhat specific to models. That's why I'm kind of having problems finding this one for Sam. Chevy ones are about half that diameter. And the internal diameter is great in the play, and sometimes if you take it off, you can actually look at this part and it'll tell you the bore size. Each side is a different size. So if you can't get it off, an easy way to check it is I use a compass to get the internal side, transferred it on a paper, and then measured it. But if you want to know exactly, you got to take the seals out. So basically, what happens is you put it all together. You have a spring or a spring assembly. In other cars, there's like these little dial things you put on them, followed by the seals. And you have to make sure the seals, the cupped end faces out, so when the pressure blows up, it pushes up on these outsides, makes them flex, and it creates the seal to get them going back and forth. So those go on. Then your brake pistons, you got to make sure you put the flat end in, because that's the part that hits the drum brake. Ba-bam. And then you go here. This would be the internal view, okay? And then followed by the caps that go over the end. And that's what makes it work. When you hit the brake, the pressure blows out, pushes it out, and then the spring pulls it back in. And that's all there is to it, really, with rebuilding those. Now, something that is important is on the interior surface, especially with this one being rusted, I had to soak it in the old WD-40 overnight to be able to pound it out. So these little rust pits that are on the inside, you want to hone it out so the new seal that goes in there will have something to slide across evenly and not be broken by some pit. If they're too pitted, you need to replace the cylinder housing. So you have to be careful while you're honing these out. Don't use really aggressive, abrasive grits and sandpaper or files or whatever. Try to go to something light. You're talking about very small tolerances, so you don't have a lot of room to screw up. These are all rusty on the edges. I don't know, there's some anglage that it shows up. And this is the one that I had to pound out, so it's pretty rough. Now when I come back, I'll have them cleaned up, and then I'll check them for tolerances and see if I'll even be able to use this or if I'll have to buy a new one. Stick around, stay tuned. Might learn a trick or two. I don't know. Maybe. Alright, so I cleaned one up, used it on the buffer, rubbed all the rust off. That's what you want for a hydraulic system. You want a smooth, flowy part. You don't want this gritty, rusted, nasty. Look at that. Ah, dude. So that's just showing you how good your part is, especially too. And I'm going to clean this one up. Then I'm going to order the new seals and the new boots. And hopefully it'll work. I still got to clean this out in here, dude. It's kind of smooth. I got some WD-40 soaking on it, but it's not showing up on this crappy camera. But there's a few little tiny pits I got to work on, clean out a little bit. At least get it close to this, so again I have that smooth flowing activity. So this was the one that was rusted in, so that's a tip and trick. Use it. This also saves you money. There's a guy back that was talking about rebuilding the original master cylinder, and he's right. It is cheaper than buying a new one. It's $11 for the kit for these 4 items, and it's $67 for the whole deal. So Do the math, people. Alright, people, so I got this cleaned out the best that I can. I got my parts on order. Pretty much everything in this bag except the pistons. Everything fits well, but these rubbers are kind of worn out. Especially these end caps. Totally need to replace those, so I gotta wait. I went ahead and screwed this down to the top of the shifter and reattached everything. Came out pretty nice. In fact, there's the reflection action, yeah, baby? So, that looks pretty cool. Alright, people. Looks like that's going to do it for today. Now, seeing how the front brakes are 80% of your stopping power, considering the condition that those were in, it's a wonder I didn't fly through a fence somewhere. So hopefully with the kit going to be here sometime around Thursday or Friday, and today being Saturday, the following week, I should have that fixed and maybe be able to stop this beast. Hope that the episode was a bit helpful. I know sometimes it's hard to find these kind of videos out there. So thanks for tuning in and watching Bethel Brothers Hot Rod. Peace out, baby!